One sentence can change everything. One phrase, spoken or heard at the right moment, can shift your entire life. Sometimes, you don't need a plan. You don't need a strategy. You just need the right words, at the right time. And when they hit, they don't just stay in your mind. They stay in your heart. They guide you. They ground you. And they remind you, you're not alone. In this video, we're diving deep into something we don't often talk about: how certain words, even just a few of them, can show up when we're at our lowest, and completely shift the direction we're going. If you've ever had a moment where you felt like quitting, where nothing made sense, where it felt like no one understood, and then, out of nowhere, you heard the right thing at the perfect time, this is for you. And if you haven't felt that yet, this video might be that moment for you. You ever been in a place where you felt like the world was too heavy? Where everything felt like too much? Maybe you were going through a breakup, or your dreams weren't working out, or life just felt stuck. And in the middle of all that noise, someone said something that didn't fix everything, but it stopped you. Maybe it was, "Keep going," or "You matter," or even, "It's okay to rest." It wasn't magic. It wasn't a speech. It was real. And it was exactly what you needed. That's the power of the right words. Words carry energy. They have the power to hurt, to heal, to inspire, to destroy, to build. And we hear thousands of them every day. But every now and then, just one stops you in your tracks. And you remember it forever. Think about it. We don't always remember entire conversations. But we remember moments. One line that landed at the right second. Like a life raft thrown into a storm. You could be scrolling, thinking about quitting, and boom, some stranger says, "Don't give up. You're closer than you think." And even if you don't believe it at first, something in you shifts. Or you're overwhelmed, tired, stretched thin, and someone says, "You don't have to do it all today." And suddenly, it's like the pressure releases. That's why we chase meaning in words. Because in a world that feels loud and chaotic, one quiet sentence can feel like peace. But here's the challenge most people face: we don't always believe words until they come from the right person, or show up at the right time. You could hear, "You're strong," 100 times, but it won't hit until the day you actually feel weak. You could hear, "You're not alone," 1,000,000 times, but it won't matter until the day loneliness gets loud. You could hear, "This will pass," over and over, but it won't stick until you're stuck and need to believe in something better. It's timing. It's connection. It's the right words, at the right time. Let me tell you this. Sometimes, those words don't come from other people. Sometimes, they come from you. That voice inside that whispers, "You've been through worse," or "You can try again tomorrow," or even just, "Breathe." That inner voice. It matters. But most of us silence it with doubt, fear, noise, comparison. So here's the problem. We're surrounded by words, but starved for truth. We scroll through content, hear quotes, listen to speeches, but we rarely feel them. Why? Because our minds are distracted. Because we're rushing. Because we're not present. And when you're not present, the words can't reach you. But when you slow down, just for a second, that's when the right ones sneak in. So here's what I want you to understand. The right words aren't rare. They're everywhere. You just have to be ready to hear them. And when they land, don't brush them off. Don't say, "That's cheesy," or "That's just another quote." If something hits you, let it. Because those words might be the thing that gets you through the next day. They might be the reason you try one more time. The reason you don't quit. The reason you forgive yourself. The reason you finally believe in yourself again. Let's get even more real for a second. You know why this matters. Because life will knock you down. It will confuse you. It will make you question everything: your worth, your path, your strength. And in those moments, you don't need a 10-step plan. You need hope. And sometimes, hope comes wrapped in a sentence. A whisper. A reminder. I remember once reading, "Just because it's taking time, doesn't mean it's not happening." That hit me like a truck. Because I was trying everything. And nothing was moving. And that one sentence reminded me, progress isn't always visible. You might need to hear that right now too. Maybe you've been showing up, giving your all, and it feels like no one sees you. But just because it's not loud, doesn't mean it's not real. Here's another one. Your story isn't over. That one gets me every time. Because we think failure is the end. We think heartbreak is final. We think one mistake defines us. But the truth is, every great comeback starts with a breaking point. And you might be at yours right now. If you are, I want you to hear this, and hear it fully. You're not done. You're not broken beyond repair. You are still here. And that means there is still more for you. You might not know how to move forward. That's okay. Just breathe. Just listen. Just let these words remind you. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are not weak for feeling tired. You are human. And that's enough. So if this video is reaching you at a time when you needed it most, let it sit with you. Let it remind you that even in a loud, chaotic world, there's still space for healing. There's still space for second chances. There's still space for growth, for change, for becoming the person you were always meant to be. Maybe these are the words you needed today. Maybe this is your moment. Because sometimes, we don't need a miracle. We just need someone to say, "You're doing better than you think." You are allowed to feel tired. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to start over. And most of all, you are not alone. Let that stay with you. Because this world tries to make us hard, cold, numb. But words, the right words, they soften us. They open us back up. And that's where healing begins. So whatever you're facing today, whatever you're carrying, don't rush past this moment. Let these words land. Let them breathe. And when you're ready, keep going. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to take the next step. And if today's step is just listening, that's enough. Watch the next video, the link is in the description. It might be the next right word you need.